New Mexico Legal Group is back, and today's topic is domestic violence. What are the issues faced by both the victim of domestic violence and those accused of the crime? So here with more, attorneys David Crum and Cynthia Payne. Good morning, you two. Thanks for coming back.
Good morning.
Hey, thanks for having us, Casey.
All right, so let's talk about some. You guys deal with this a lot with your firm. What are some of the important issues that you want people to know about DV for short?
Yeah, so we're a firm that does both divorce law and criminal defense, so we see these cases from different angles all the time. So primarily what I do is deal with the civil side of it, which people know as a restraining order or order of protection. But, you know, what I think is so important for people to know is that there's an ability to get relief from this right away from the court. And the court is not limited to just this issue of should there be a restraining order. The court has a lot of power to say we can make temporary custody orders, we can make some support in these cases, and that's why it's such a powerful tool for people who are the victim of that. Now, Cynthia does the criminal side, so she's got a lot of different issues that she likes to talk about.
Okay, go ahead, Cynthia. Yeah.
And what happens a lot of times with these restraining orders is that people they'll initiate because people call the police. There's some sort of an argument or a domestic dispute. People may call the police because they think the police are going to come out, calm down the situation, perhaps get someone to leave. And instead what happens is someone gets arrested. And so there may be criminal charges that get started on that night at the same time that a restraining order might get started. And so we can help people out with those criminal charges as well.
Okay. Does it become a game of, you know, he said, she said, and who do you have to, is that your job to figure out, you know, who's telling the truth, who's telling maybe not so much the truth? Is that what you guys then are stepping in and taking care of?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, if you're the victim of domestic violence, you should go immediately, in addition to calling the police, you should go immediately to your local courthouse to get a restraining order. A lot of people don't understand that, you know, the only evidence there is what she says or what he says. So the court's going to listen to that and make decisions based on who they think is telling the truth.
But another misconception that people have is that if they're the person that is saying that someone did something, that they can then go to court and say, I don't want these charges to be brought anymore. I want to drop the case. A victim of domestic violence doesn't have that choice. It is the state that has brought those charges. It's the DA's office. It's the police officer that's filed the complaint. And a victim can't drop the charges on their own.
Okay. Anything else? I mean, we could talk probably all day on this. Anything else that's really important for people to understand when it comes to domestic violence cases?
Yeah, I think people should know that New Mexico is actually a pretty progressive state in dealing with these issues. So here in Albuquerque, we have judges that just hear divorce cases, that just hear domestic violence cases, and that's not like a lot of other jurisdictions. So we really have in this state some very good and directed laws and information about domestic violence.
All right, so if you're listening, you have questions, they're always welcome to call you guys and, you know, ask, you know, consultation, kind of do that.
Right.
Okay. One more time, the number, it's 843-7303. Go check them out online as well. It's NewMexicoLegalGroup.com.